Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the about to be rainy Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be what the narcissist was thinking. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So what was the narcissist thinking when they were in that relationship with you? Well, first of all, when you met the narcissist, maybe you were born into the narcissistic family. Maybe it was your brother or your sister or your mom or your dad, or maybe it was all of your family that were toxic people. But what the narcissist was doing, if that was your circumstance, is they were looking at you as the white sheep or the black sheep, the person who would not quit, the person who did not know your value, the empath, if you will, the person who was and is still a kind, loving, stable, healthy person. So what did they do? They ostracized you, and they would blame you, and you would be asked to do so many things, to put out fires that other people were creating, because certain things were expected of you. You certainly were not the golden child, I can assure you that. What you were either the scapegoat or somebody who was not given a voice or respected or heard. But that's just one example. So what the narcissist was thinking in the romantic relationship, well, when they entered that with you, if that was your circumstance, first of all, they were thinking and trying to figure out which mask they would wear to manipulate you, how they would bat their eyelashes or show you their rosy cheeks or look at you and study you and figure out how to get you to fall in love with them. Remember, the narcissist cannot fall in love, not with you, not with the new supply, and not with anybody. And I'll take it a step further. Not only can the narcissist not fall in love, but the narcissist cannot love. They're empty vessels, they're hollow, they're shallow. They are bullies and cowards. And the narcissist needs to wear a mask many times to manipulate people to get them to fall in love with them. That's why the narcissistic abusive cycle goes in a loop. It's the love bomb / euphoric stage. It's the devaluation stage. The third stage is the discard or the ending of the relationship. And the fourth part is a hoover at times, not always. Side note, pro tip, many times people ask me during one-on-one sessions, does everybody receive a hoover? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The narcissist will hoover you if you are hooverable, if you haven't healed, if you haven't gone no contact and blocked them, etc., or if you have crossed their mind and time has gone by and they believe that you, number one, haven't healed, but they also believe that you will still have a soft spot for them, or you will leave the avenues of communication open. So remember, do not accept a hoover. A hoover will only set you backwards. It's not going to benefit you. It has never benefited any human being who has ever accepted a hoover. So if you did get hoovered, don't accept it. If you did get hoovered in the past and you did accept it, understand that going no contact is the path. And if you did not get hoovered, that's a good thing. Maintain your boundaries. Do not get hoovered and do not accept a hoover. Now, what the narcissist was thinking there was, maybe if I could get this person to fall in love with me, we could have children. Or maybe I could act like I can give them an expensive wedding ring or an expensive trip around the world or whatever it would be. And then I would get them to fall in love with me, and they're thinking I'm so kind and generous. But remember, with the narcissist, everything is a transaction. If the narcissist gives you A, B, and C, they're expecting D through Z. They're not expecting it to be 50-50. That is why when you're in these relationships, once the narcissist knows they have their dirty fangs sunken into you, it's too late. You're already caught up in the trauma bond. You're already in the devaluation stage. You're already thinking how you're going to get yourself back to that stage that you don't even know exists, which is the euphoric stage. That's how the narcissist pulls these stunts, pulls these schemes and manipulating techniques off, because they look for unsuspecting people who don't know what narcissism is, or they look for people who are vulnerable, or they look for people who have healed, and they think to themselves, that person has a lot of value, and they don't even know it. I really need to get in a relationship with them. I need to get access to the Mexico beach house. I need to get access to the yacht. I need to get access to those VIP country clubs. I need to get access to all the big events and the concerts that this person can take me to. I need to get access to their children. I need to get access to the relationships, their hobbies, their money, their health, their time, their network of friends, etc. This is what the narcissist is thinking. The narcissist is always thinking a few steps ahead of you. Until when? That's right, until you get the wisdom and you apply the tools that are provided for you on the channel and in the community, and you finally get that light bulb moment and you realize that how you felt about the narcissist before you knew what narcissism was, that was the trauma bond. That was being caught up and believing that the relationship was too good to be true, because it was too good to be true. The narcissist is like being in a narcissistic relationship is like buying expired milk. It's stale from the beginning, but you just didn't know it. That's exactly what these relationships are. They're built on quicksand. There is no stability in them. And the narcissist knows once they get you where they want you, which is that second stage, the devaluation stage, that they can really manipulate people and they can slowly extract all of the resources that I already mentioned. And this is what they do. That's why the loop goes around and around and around. And when you're in the loop, no matter what kind of relationship it was, you don't know what's going on, but you do know that something is off. You haven't quite deduced or figured out what narcissism was, because that's what most of us, we didn't figure it out when we were in the relationship. But these days, more and more people are figuring out when they're in the relationship. But back then, we didn't know what we were up against. And what we did was we kept on working. We kept on giving to a fault. We kept on being a people pleaser or a yes person, or not quitting on the relationship, trying to fix the relationship, trying to keep band-aids placed on the relationship, despite the fact that the narcissist was trying to blow up the relationship the whole time. You see, the narcissist wants what they don't have. And when they have something, they don't want it. And the narcissist looks at people as opportunities. They look at people as weak. They look at people as ways that they can manipulate. And when you're trapped in that narcissistic fog, and day in and day out, you're being gaslit, you're being given the silent treatment, you're being stonewalled, blame shifted, you're experiencing projection and mirroring, and you're experiencing rage fits. You don't know what's going on. You just know that the behavior is ramping up, the poor behavior of the narcissist. It's ramping up, and you keep on doing what you can do to maintain that relationship, despite the fact that you were tethered with a childlike mind mentality. And the narcissist knows what they're doing. Remember, there is not one source of supply that the narcissist ever has. They always have multiple sources of supply, whether you were married or not. The narcissist gets supply from a pet, from a plane, a train, an automobile. They get supply from Amazon. They get supply from making you wait or making you late. They get supply from your health deteriorating. They get supply from taking your money. They get supply from hiding the money that they are squirreling away. They get supply from triangulating you at restaurants or with people that may or may not have even existed. They get supply any which way. That is why the path is to do this. Go radio silent. Don't let them know anything about you. The narcissist should not know your hair color, where you're living, who you're dating, what friends you have, what hobbies you're participating in, if you're going back to school or not, what your job status is. They shouldn't know one thing about you, because what the narcissist did is they had the best thing that they will ever have, and it was you. And now the narcissist does not have you. You have yourself. The narcissist has slithered onto the new supply, or by now maybe another couple sources of supply, and they're juggling so many relationships they can't keep track of them. But they were doing that when they were with you. You just didn't know it. And remember this, the narcissist lies so frequently, and they omit the truth so frequently, and they tell little slivers of truth once in a while, that because the narcissist believes it's so much easier to lie than to remember all of the nonsense that they told you. That's why they gaslight people. They act like they never said things when they know for a fact they did. The narcissist is a master manipulator. What they are is they are a creature, a person, a dark energy source who wants to take, and take. And when they're done, what do they want to do? That's right, they want to take more. They want to take everything they can from you, all of your resources. And so what the narcissist was thinking when you were in that relationship, they were thinking to themselves, wow, how much more can I take from this person? Can I actually isolate them more than I've already isolated them? Can I get them to move another 300 miles or kilometers away from their hometown? Can I get them to take that new job? Can I get them to quit their job? Can I get them to sign over the 401k to me? Can I get them to pay for my medical bills? Can I get them to give me a house to put over my head, a roof to put over my head? Can I get them to start a business with me? Can I get them to fall in love with me? Can I get them to believe in anything that I'm saying? Because remember, the narcissist, they know what they're doing. They're absolutely exquisite at manipulating people. But what they do is they have an unfair advantage in that relationship from the very beginning, from the inception of it, because they know how to manipulate people and how to get people stuck in the trauma bond and trapped in the narcissistic fog. That's why I mentioned in a video yesterday, or not too long ago, that the narcissist, it's like when you're in a relationship with these people, it's like being in a chess match, a game of chess. And in the beginning of the game, the narcissist gets to move their pieces 3 steps, 1, 2, 3. And you can't even move a pawn in the beginning, because first of all, you are a pawn, whether you know it or not. But second of all, it's advantage narcissist. Until when? Until you figure it out and you get that needle in a haystack and you really understand that the narcissist is not your best friend, they're your worst enemy. The narcissist is not a kind, loving, stable person. They are a devastating, destructive person who wants to create wedges and drive wedges between you and anything that matters to you. And the whole time they're doing that, they want to take whatever they can from you. So when that happens, when you finally get the message and you go no contact and you're out of the relationship, and again, if you were discarded, my heart goes out to you. If you had to end it yourself, my heart still goes out to you. You were still in the relationship. But when you figure it out and you go no contact, etc., that's when it's checkmate for you. That's when you win. And when you win is when you're no longer in communication with the narcissist. And so many of us have had to relocate halfway around the world. So many of us have had to rebuild our finances. We had to address our health. We had to find new occupations and jobs, and we had to create new friendships, and we had to find new homes in different parts of the world. That's because the narcissist, usually when you're trying to exit the narcissistic relationship, it depends on where they live, but if they lived in the same city as you, there's a high chance they're going nowhere, and they're going to try and still consume your energy because they knew they placed you in the trauma bond, and they're going to try and do it again at times. That's why if you have the ability to do so, I strongly suggest you relocate if you can. If you can't, I understand it, but at least develop and create and have and execute an exit plan if you are still tethered to the narcissist. So what was the narcissist thinking when you finally went no contact and blocked them? They were thinking, oh wow, okay, I wonder how long this is going to last. Is it going to last an hour? Is it going to last a half a day? Is it going to last a couple days? Will it last forever? And they will try to break you down. Not always, but many times when you go no contact or when you block the narcissist, they'll try and break that down. Because let's say you block them on social media or you block them on your communication avenues. And when you did that, what would they do? Well, they're going to try sometimes to send you an email or put a package in your post or to have a fly monkey check in on you, that someone you haven't heard of from 15 years ago and you barely even knew, and they're talking to you and asking like they're your best friend. Well, that's a red flag right there. That's a fly monkey. That's a pawn. That's a puppet. That's an enabler. That's someone who could be the next target of the narcissist. But now you see so clearly what the narcissist is capable of, and you now know what they can do, and you know how they can put so many people in that trance-like, zombie-like state, which is the narcissistic fog. That's why the narcissist keeps people around them that are weak-minded or that rely upon the narcissist for certain things. Example, let's say the narcissist has a business. Okay, great. Well, let's say they have some children and they employ the children at the business. Well, now they can control the children's time and if they get paid or not, and their hours and what they do and don't do, if they date or if they don't date, if they go to school, if they don't. Same thing, and I'm talking about children, I'm talking college age kids, or maybe even high school, but colleges or young adults. Same thing, maybe their grandparents or parents. Maybe they don't have that much money and the narcissist gives them money. Well, they're not just going to give them money out of the kindness of their heart. There's going to be a price tag for that. What it is, that's for you to figure out. But the point being is the narcissist keeps people around them that they can control, they can manipulate, that are reliant upon the narcissist, or people who haven't broken the cycle and the trauma bond. And so what the narcissist was thinking when they entered the relationship with the new supply, they were thinking, first of all, if you were discarded, they were thinking how to discard you and twist the knife as deep as they could and to inflict as much damage on you, as much emotional damage, mental damage, financial damage, and spiritual damage. That's what they wanted to do. And they wanted to also, they were thinking to themselves, they'll also want to paint you as not a good person, as you're the person, the toxic one. You're the person that didn't do anything. You're the person that didn't raise the kids or didn't pay the bills or etc. See, they want to paint you black, and they want to go on to the new supply and act like the new supply is the white knight in shining armor and you're the not good person. Well, the new supply is in for a rude awakening, because remember, at one point you were the new supply and you believed the false narrative of the narcissist. That's what you were supposed to believe back then because you didn't have the wisdom. Now the new supply, most likely, and remember, they're one of three people. They're either a toxic person themselves, a recycled person, or somebody like you were, someone who didn't know what narcissism was. And if they are number three, the person who doesn't know what narcissism was, they're going to fall into the same trap you fell into. They're going to believe the false narrative of the narcissist. They're going to believe that the narcissist is the best thing since sliced bread. They're going to believe that they need to be around the narcissist day, noon, and night. They're going to be working for the narcissist, pining for the narcissist, doing whatever the narcissist wants them to do. And they too will find themselves in a very challenging place eventually after that love bomb / euphoric stage is over, essentially when it's too late, because they'll now be existing in the narcissistic fog, and that's not a good place to be. And the narcissist, what will they do once they know they have the new supply where they want them? They will go out looking for other new shiny objects, for other people that they can manipulate and interchange with the new supply when that person gets discarded. So this is why the narcissist is always thinking. This is why it's always advantage narcissists in the beginning of these relationships until you get the wisdom. When you get the wisdom, then it's game, set, match. You win, because now you can identify narcissism from a mile away. You can now see toxicity from 10,000 kilometers away. You can now remove yourself from uncomfortable situations or circumstances. You now don't have to attend holiday events where perhaps your own immediate family members are guilting you into driving 15 hours again this Christmas, when in fact when you get up there, all they're asking for is the Christmas gifts that you're supposed to buy for them because you did for the last 30 years and you spent a lot of money on them, and then when they get the gifts, they act like you don't even exist, and you leave 3 days early and you have to drive 15 hours back to wherever you're from because nobody cared about you. Now that's a tough pill to swallow, but that's how the family will guilt people into sticking around and doing things. That's why you are the white sheep or the black sheep, whatever you want to call yourself. That's why you are stronger than you know. That's why you don't quit. You don't ever quit. That's why you continue moving forward each and every day. That's why you block the narcissist. That's why you can tell what the narcissist is thinking as soon as you see who these people are. Let's take the workplace bully, i.e. the narcissistic boss or coworker, whoever that is. Well, now that with your newfound wisdom, you now can understand that certain people in the workplace, actually a lot of them, have hidden agendas. They're going to tell you A, B, and C, but what they're trying to do is climb up the corporate ladder. And when they climb up the corporate ladder, they will step on anybody that they can to get what they want, because that's what they do. And that's why many people in positions of authority and power, not always, but many times, they have hidden agendas. Let's put it that way. You should be able to read between the lines. But the narcissistic workplace bully, this is a person who will grind you down. This is a person in the beginning, they will act like you're the best employee ever because you actually are the best employee ever, but they're pushing you and seeing how much work you can take on. And they're taking you out to lunches and they're spending quality time with you, and other employees are getting jealous because you're spending quality time with the boss, etc. Well, that's not what it appears to be. What it is you're being groomed. You're thinking that the boss is the best thing since sliced bread and they're your buddy and they're your friend. Not at all. They're trying to drive a wedge between you and anyone in that company, and they're trying to have you reliant upon them and tell them information about all the other people that are jealous and envious of you. You see, they're having you become a flying monkey, and they're twisting you into the narcissistic dynamic. It's not a good place to be, but I've had many jobs where the narcissistic boss was there, and many coworkers were screaming narcissists, and I'm sure you have too if you really go back down and identify some of the jobs you've had. But what was the narcissist thinking? When you finally removed yourself from the relationship and you understood that you are the priority, you come first, second, and third, the narcissist was thinking they could still draw you back in, but that's not the case. Because now you have seen way more than you should have seen, and you can't unsee what you've seen. You now understand that these people, i.e. the narcissist, only deteriorate over time. They do not improve, they get worse, and they become more and more entitled, and they believe that their looks are that of 20 or 30 years younger. And they will continue to try to attract an audience. And that audience, as I mentioned recently, it will shrivel up. The audience of the narcissist, it dries up, it dissipates, it fades, just like the desert. That's what the narcissist finds at the end of their existence, because they become the aging narcissist. But what the narcissist was thinking in a nutshell was how to get you in a relationship, how to keep you in that relationship as long as they possibly could, how to keep throwing you breadcrumbs of hope, breadcrumbs of love, fake love, fake empathy, and future faking in general. And so you would continue to stick around for them. And when they had everything they wanted from you, or almost all of whatever they wanted from you, then they either discarded you, or if you wised up in time, you removed yourself from the relationship. That's a good thing, but you still had to go through it. And you were still manipulated and taken advantage of for a period of time. But there are so many of us who have come through the fire, risen through the ashes like a phoenix, and we are galvanized. We are now in the third version of ourselves, the strongest, most galvanized version known to humankind. It's rarefied air. We are standing at the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference. There is more than enough room for you up there. We are all waiting for you to arrive. We are reaching our hands down and trying to pull you up to get to where we are. There is all the room in the world for people who have come through the cycle and risen through the ashes at the pinnacle of indifference. There is no room for toxic people. There is no room for manipulation. There is no room for the narcissist. The narcissist will stay down in that low vibrational quagmire state where they exist, where they had you captured and stuck and tricked and trapped for a period of time. But eventually, what happens is you ascend, you elevate, you rise up, and you are higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars. You see, your beautiful, bright, shining light could not be extinguished. It was held down and it was repressed, but eventually you found that needle in a haystack. You understood that you are so more important and valuable and cherished and loved and honored and respected and needed than you ever knew possible. This is why you are who you are. This is why you're in the community. This is why you are healing, or you have healed. And this is why you no longer care about what the narcissist is thinking. Doesn't matter one bit what they think these days. Why? Because you're a totally different person. You've changed. You're in the third version of you. What has the narcissist done? The only thing they've done is change their mask and gotten older. And the only thing that they've changed is how much toxicity they're now laying into the new supply, or their own children, or family members or friends, whatever. But the narcissist will always have to dish out that toxicity. They will always need people to regulate themselves. They will always need the walking apology, the unpaid helper. They will always need a sounding board. The narcissist cannot be alone by themselves, not for a minute, not for an hour, certainly not for a day or a weekend or a week. The narcissist needs toxicity that spews in their brain and spews in their soul and spews in their aura. They need to get it out. And what they do is they want to punish beautiful, bright, shining lights. They want to punish people that are empaths, and they want to punish people who get trapped in the cycle just for being those people. But again, before I close the video, you're not in that cycle any longer. You're either out of it or you're removing yourself, and you are getting so much stronger. Remember, the further you get away from the narcissist, the stronger you get. The stronger you get, the smaller they get. The smaller they get, the weaker they get. And then eventually, you don't care what they're thinking, because that chapter of your life is closed. It's done. You're taking the lifelong learning lessons from that relationship and from the past. You are not, and I repeat, not predicting the future. You are living in the present moment, the here and the now. And this is where the abundance opens up. This is where the doors of possibility, the doors of opportunity open up for you. And this is where you will elevate and ascend higher than you ever thought possible. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the about to be rainy Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. I love you all. And I came out late tonight because I was very busy today. But I thought I was going to hit the rainstorm. That's why I came up here. You saw some lightning in the back. It will probably rain on my walk back to where I'm going. But I tried to get the rain in again, and I think it's going to rain tomorrow. So I'll keep trying to create these videos outside during the rain because I absolutely love it. I will share this with you. In my earlier videos when I was in Costa Rica, I mentioned in videos that I loved the rain, and I did for a period of time. I loved the rain my whole life, but it was taken away from me after I got discarded for a period because I had some other concerns down there. Point being, I've reclaimed the rain, and I absolutely love it. I love being outdoors. That's why I create my videos outdoors, and I love Mother Nature. You should too. So if you're finding a challenging time or day today or period tomorrow, try to get out of the house. If you can move your body, I strongly suggest to get out of your house and just exercise. Walk as far as you can, 5, 10, 20 minutes. Do what you can do, but get out and recharge your battery. If not now, when? I love you all. God bless you, and have a great evening. And remember, what the narcissist was thinking in the beginning, yeah, they were thinking that they just had Thanksgiving dinner for the next period of time in their life. What they're thinking now is they are missing the best thing they ever had, but it's too late. That's why we go no contact. We block them, delete them, and remove them and all flying monkeys, because now we understand how valuable and precious we are. So whatever the narcissist is thinking, whoever the narcissist is, let them slither away and do whatever they're gonna do. Just stay away from me. Just stay away from me. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.